Greetings, Benjamin J from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, I set up a piece of straight track and made a couple of rubber bumpers to run this gang car, but I can see absolutely no reason in the world to do this. I mean, this has to be the most boring application of any locomotive that I have ever seen in my life. To have this thing just run continuously back and forth is just plain stupid, I think. I mean, it's boring, it's tedious. This thing's only been running for about 20 minutes and I'm already tired of it. So I am obviously not going to be using this gang car for this application. To have this thing run aimlessly back and forth is just plain boring. It's a lot more fun to run it as a locomotive around the rail instead of this continuous back and forth. I just don't see any point in doing this at all. So I'll very likely be running this as a standard locomotive and actually pulling a consist with it. Or I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but whatever I'm going to do with it is not going to be this. You know, straight line, horseshoe, even a complete circle. If this is all it does, then it seems totally redundant and pointless to even run the car. It's a lot more fun running it around the track and pulling a consist with it instead of this constant back and forth. I just don't see why anyone would want to do this. I suppose it's unique. You know, I wanted a gang car, but I got this one cheap, but I just can't see any reason to run it this way. Anyway, I made a couple of bumpers out of a piece of rubber tubing and a drywall screw, as you see. And it cushions it fairly well. But again, I just can't see any reason to do this. It seems just so boring and tedious. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, so I'll be pulling this track up. This is not how I'm going to run this gang car. Very likely I'm going to run it as a locomotive. It was a lot more fun running it around the rail instead of watching it continuously go back and forth. Anyway, this is what it's designed to do, so I figured I would set up a rail just so I could see what the effect is. And it's interesting for a minute or so. After that, it just gets plain boring. I mean, this is all it does, back and forth. So anyway, this is not how I'm going to be running this gang car. You know, I got this thing cheap and I've been wanting one. So I thought it'd be really interesting to have one. But now that I have it and running it the way it's designed to be run just seems so pointless to me. You know, I'd much rather explore what it can do as a locomotive as far as being able to pull a consist. Now, I know it can pull 10 cars, 10 litho cars. It can probably pull many more plastic cars. Anyway, I'll be running it as a locomotive. I'm not going to be running it this way. This just seems so stupid to me. You know, I hope that doesn't offend anyone who's a fan of the gang car, but if this is all it does, what's the point? Anyway, just wanted to do a video on this. It does run, it does work, it actually runs really well. But like I said, I would much rather run it around the rail instead of this just constant back and forth. I just don't see any fun in this at all. Whether it's a semicircle or full circle, it doesn't make any difference. If this is all it does, it just seems pointless. I would much rather run it as a locomotive. So in any case, this will be the last time you see the gang car actually running as a gang car. I'm going to be running it as a locomotive, no doubt. So just a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.